Yes, this is part two. Paris Reed here to talk about the Pokemon card game for the video I posted earlier yesterday. This, oh geez, Pokemon card game. I can't say you were balanced. I can't say that you were unbalanced. There were costs that you needed to have in order to pay to use effects, which normally is like iffy to some card gamers because they never want to be held back from doing anything. They always want to be able to use the cards that's in their hand at any given point in time. Spades and other card game bullshit like that. Less fun than a TCG game. But you can't be mad at the variety of card games created just by that simple card game. Ugh, I'm telling you. Ugh. Like, I always loved Lucario as a Pokemon, and when he was made as a card on in TCG, I was just like, "Oh, let's go!" But then he ended up doing so little because there was no legit strategy that made him more than what he was, unless you were just beefing him up for attack power or HP. And then so many other strategies were created. Strategies like Greninja, where you could just attack your opponent without even attacking with a main move. You just use an ability and just snipe the motherfucker from either the bench or the Vanguard Circle. Sorry, not Vanguard Circle. From the active Pokemon zone. That's what they call it. Oh, jeez. I like the Pokemon card game, but I don't play it unless there's a strategy that I could come up with that I like the most and can optimize on. There's a banned list. Cards that are old cannot be played in tournaments nowadays, which is sad because my Life Explosion was so good when I first thought it up. I loved it so much, but nah, can't do that. Nope. So what I decided to do was to not play the Pokemon card game until I felt like it. You need to be in the mood to play that card game. And plus, you got to be with a friend that you know isn't bullshit. Like you have to be playing against someone who just like who isn't going to mostly like the last dude I said in the last video, but also who isn't gonna bullshit you, like either cheat or just be like, no, dude, this ruling says this works like this and everything like that. It's like Pokemon is actually a very laid back game for the TCG, but if you're playing up against an intelligent player that like thinks they know everything about their deck and they end up fighting against a certain something that puts them in this position, they're like, oh, okay. And I still am able to do this or that. And I'm like, okay, fine. You don't need to tell me that. I'm doing my strategy. Don't try to ridicule me off playing my own deck. Okay, but it's not a bad thing. Pokemon, the card game, is nowhere near a bad thing. It's gone on for a long time, and it will continue to go on. I mean, little kids are mostly the players in the card game. Sure, a few adults play the card game, but like if they had the chance, they would be playing something else. They really would. They either be playing Fallout or they would be like playing NFL something. They would, if they had an option for something else that they think is more fun, they would be playing it at that point in time, or that is more serious to the point that they can have more fun. But it's not the TCG of Pokemon games' fault. It's just the variety of people that play it. But after the release of Pokemon Go, Game Freak and Nintendo are gonna rise in money like ridiculously. Pokemon Go is so addictive and so free ranged. It's free to buy. It can go on your cell phone, and what you you catch Pokemon, train them, and then you battle in gyms, and yeah, you got to use your own real life currency for other shit, but that's most likely not all that much of a big deal as seating as though if you have a job and you've all in the game itself is actually free to download. So, and you have to walk around in the real world and actually catch these Pokemon in the real world. It's addictive and wonderful and beautiful. I love it. I've seen so many people walk by playing that game. A dude rode by his bike today and was playing the game. But this isn't a video. This isn't a video about video games. It's a video about card games. Now off to the Big Daddy himself. Well, you know what? We'll save him for the next video, maybe. If we can make it last that long, maybe. But the next card game that I actually ended up playing this month, or last month, or the month after that, increasing my knowledge, I ended up playing the MLB card game. Yes, it's a card game that's getting off the ground. It's actually it's very engaging, but just because you play that card game does not mean you need to play the TV. You need to watch the TV show. You do not need to watch the TV show to play this card game. And it doesn't make you any less of a man. When you play it, you just enjoy it. And then you move on with your life. You don't necessarily need to be up in arms over what anyone says about it. Because if you're a grown ass man or a grown ass woman, what anybody else says doesn't mean shit. They have no ground to stand on. So you don't have no reason to listen or care. But this card game, it's like there you have to. Ooh, okay. Let's see. You start off. You draw a card at the beginning of your turn all the time. Yada yada yada. Then you have friends. You have problems that need to be solved. And as you solve the problems, you gain points. And as you make a face-off, you gain points. The first person to do the face-off gains more points. And you also have to get to 16 or 15, to the best of my knowledge. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I love knowledge. And if you do get to that point in time, then you win the game. And people have made some ridiculous combos in order to do that. Oh God, you can even take your opponent's shit and use them against them. Thank God I wasn't playing this card game that much, and I don't plan to play it that much. My opponent taking my shit and using it against me? Not in this lifetime. That shit is not about to happen. I already deal with that enough in Yu-Gi-Oh, dear sir. Oh, jeez. But I have a friend that actually plays MLB. He's a cool dude. He can be a little pushy sometimes, but he does it for all the for the kindness of his heart, And a lot of people will take it the wrong way, thinking that he's pushing his way of thinking and personality on others, which can be true in its own fashion. But you also got to understand, you do not need to talk or be near this person. You do not need to listen to this person. You do not need to care. So stop putting yourself in a predicament where you actually need to care. I'm actually on a team with this person and we're just playing Pokemon the TCG. But I haven't updated my deck in a long time. Saving up money through work to see if I can get new cards. I want Life Explosion to be a thing, but it's never going to be a thing because it's banned from tournaments right now. And I have to use some kind of deck, but I plan on using Charizard. I got most of the cards for the fucking deck. It's coming along. Now then, other than that, MLP, yeah, it's engaging. Yeah, I say it's an on and off game that you would play every once in a while. Yeah, and that's MLB. Now for the Big Daddy himself, if we could get this video done fast enough. But knowing my cell phone, that's not going to be the case. So we're going to close this video right now. Make sure we're able to finish off this video. Have a nice day, bless your day, and be sure to keep it shady. I always wanted to say that. Not that I'm that much of a fan.